See today example how to connect with Hive. We have already Hive. So now how we can do integration with Hive with Spark. So Hive with Spark integration. What are the steps we have to do for the Hive with Spark integration? For Hive integration, the first step we have to do, copy the Hive site.xml to the Spark configuration folder. So we have in our Hive installation folder, we have Hive configuration file. So we have to copy Hive configuration Hive site.xml file. So this Hive site.xml file we have to copy and paste into the Spark configuration folder. So in the Spark configuration folder, if you go to the Spark 3.2.3, whatever your Spark is installed, you have to go to their configuration, and here you copy paste this Hive.xml. So this is the first step we have to do integration for the Hive with Spark. Second one is we have to start the Meta store service. So whenever we are writing code through the Spark, right, we are running a code through Spark for Hive, we can't run the Hive shell. Same thing like you remember a scoop, right? When we are doing a scoop import, right, we are not using the Hive. Okay? So same thing is here also. So, and I have to start this Meta store service. So this Meta store service, I have to start this Meta store service. But first I have to start the Hadoop service. Okay. Because if my Hadoop is running, then only I can run my Hive services. So this Meta store service will start, and this Meta store service will be used by the Spark. So this Meta store service we will be starting by this Hive service Meta store command. And the next step is we have to start the Spark shell with this Hive connection. So Hive connection we are providing through the this parameter. Okay. Or this parameter we can use in the Spark session also. We can add a Spark session also configuration parameter. So there also we can add, but we can start the Spark shell with this parameter. So we can use Hive in our Spark shell. Okay. But we have to do PySpark shell. Okay. If you want to connect with the PySpark, right? Because this is Spark hyphen shell is for Spark Scala. Okay. So this part you remember. So only this command will change to for PySpark. For PySpark, command will change to PySpark. So you just change this command to PySpark command. So you already know PySpark shell how to start. So just PySpark will give the this option. So once my Hadoop service is started, so once my started, once I started now I can check my Hadoop services going it's running. So all the 5 services are running. Now I will start my Meta store service. So hive hyphen service meta store, and this service keep running. Okay, you don't need to run anything in this shell because it should be keep running. Okay, you don't need to stop this. Okay, it should be keep running. Now next shell, you start the PySpark shell. The PySpark shell, you just run this command. So your PySpark shell will come. So first we are trying with the command line, right? So this command line we are connecting to the hive. So now here we come to the Spark PySpark shell we come. Okay. Now if I want to check my how many databases are there, whatever command I run in the hive, I can run the command here. So one command is the show database. Show database is what it does. It shows how many databases you have in the hive. So when I do show databases dot show, because show databases will return the name of the database. And these databases I want to print, right? So I have to use show command. Show will be showing in the tabular form, like in the table representation. So if something you are not able to show completely, so you have to use concat equal to false, you have to use. So you can see. So now you are able to see the namespaces. These are the databases of the. If I want to use any particular database, so you can say use database name is, I say, testing DB. So testing database, I want to use it. So here is no meaning of show. Even if you do the show, it is a blank. Okay. So here is, even if you don't give the show also, that is fine. Because it is not returning anything. It is just empty data frame. It's just using your DB, right? Now, if you want to see how many tables are there in your this database, select star from, not select star from, show table, show tables. And same thing you will do here because it will be giving you the list of tables. Then you will use the show function. So you can see here how many tables are there in my this database. So 3 columns I'm getting. One is a namespace column, one is a table column, and one is a each temporary. So these tables are each temporary false means these tables are the permanent table. If any temporary table is true means that is a temporary table, but I have not created any temporary. These tables are the permanent tables. So these are all tables. If I check in my hive, I will see there these tables. So I'm able to do the database command, right? Hive commands I can run from the Spark. Okay. If I want to see the result of any table, so what I will do, select from test1 2 table. So test1 2 table, I want to see, and then I will show function to see the result of this table. So I will see this table has how many columns? 2 columns. If I want to see this table schema, I want to see it. So DESC command you can do. DESC test1 2. Okay. Or suppose you want to see show create table command. Show create table command is showing the create table syntax. Show create table and test1 2. So anything you can run in Hive, you will get it here as a table, as a column. Okay. But this is not coming completely. So we have to do truncate equal to yeah. So here is showing the complete table command. Show create table. Wherever the new line character is there, new line. So this is showing a create table syntax. Right? Okay. So you can run any command and suppose whatever data is coming in this select star from table, you want to take in some data frame. So you say here df equal to, and you instead of showing the result, you take it in the data frame. Now df dot show. This df you can use it for your use, right? So whenever you are using in Hive, right, you are saying df.show. So df.show will be showing the result of your data frame in the tabular representation. Now in this data frame, you want to add any column. You say with column, you are adding, but have to import the edit actually from PySpark SQL and then you. So PySpark SQL dot function import lit. Okay. Now I want to use the df dot another df like df equal to df dot. I want to reassign the same data frame with column. I say my column name is existing column name is name. So I want to create another new column full name. Okay, and I will use the lit and I say ID contact. Okay, so I want to add some prefix. I say in the name column. Df dot. So, so I will get one extra column. I can do the concatenation things. So I have to use ws concat. Once I have this data frame, now I want to write that this data frame into the hive. So when I do df dot write dot save as table, the save as table will create a new table in the hive. Okay, and I say here, and this data will be adding as a append mode. But suppose your table is existing table, then we will use insert into table. So now this table is created. Now I want to see the all table. So df dot spark dot SQL show table. Show table or select star from table, I can do anything. Okay, so show table, show tables dot show. My new data table is, what is the table name? I create in my new table. New table is created here, my new table. If I want to see the result of this table, what I have written in the file, so I can see start from my new table. So same data is coming from the hive. So I'm able to read the data from hive, I'm able to write the data. So this is non-partition table, right? Whenever I want to read data, write data. So I have taken the data from the hive and then I written the data into the hive tag. Okay. So both the one I get 5. So if I want to create my own data, okay, if I want to create my own data, I can create my own data. So I can create the data, like I can create a table also. So spark.sql, you can run this SQL query, it will create a table like this. If you have the data and you want to create a table, so directly you can write the data. Okay. If you don't have the data frame, if you want to create a table first, and you say you have a existing data, you want to write in the existing data frame, so you can use, instead of save as table, you do insert into table. Okay. So suppose I have the data frame I have df, okay, and I'm modifying the name itself. So I'm not creating a new column. I'm just adding a new column with the same name column. So what it will do? Existing df has the two columns. But okay, now df is changed. So I read it df again. Okay, I read it df again. And this df now I change with the same name column. So whenever I give the with column with the same column name, which is a part of the table, so it will overwrite the column value with this data. So now if I see df dot show, so I will see the name column is modified. Now I want the df, I want to override in the same table. I have taken the data from the test12. So test12 data in hive table. Okay, if still I do this df, so again I will get the same data. The data is not overridden yet, but now my df is modified, right? My df is modified now. So I will write df dot write dot insert into table, insert into table, insert into, and I give the table that is my test12 table. So in existing table, if I want to write, I can use insert into. Okay. Now again I do the select, and I do test12 again. I'm giving, but I'm giving a different df1 so that I can check what is my df1 is now. Okay. So if I check my df is this and df1 is this, df1. If I check my df1, which is I'm reading again from the, so it is appended. Actually, I have not used the override, so that is the reason it is not overridden, but it is appending the data. The last three rows, which when I did this df dot write insert into I did. So this three rows 101, 102, 103 is appended. Right? 102, 103 is this one. This is appended in the existing. If I use override, it will override. So whatever my df, what is my df dot show? Okay, so this data I want to override. Okay, so what I do, df dot write insert into. Here I give the options. Mode is override. I write override. Okay. Now I check my test12 table again. Okay, so I'm doing test12 table again. I'm doing select star from test12 df1. So df1 dot show I do. So I have written this data, right? The same data which I have written, so same data I'm getting. So data is override. So this is how to read the data, how to write data into hive, right? It's the same thing if I want to do in the partition table, right? So this data is non-partition table. So if I want to see the structure of the table, or it will be how many columns will be there in the table? Same like 2 columns in the data frame. So if I want to check spark.sql, or DSC command, I can check the column name, DSC test1 or my new table. The DSC table is already existing table. My new table. So full name I added, right? ID name was these 3 columns I have added for my new table. Okay. So this one is giving the, okay. Suppose I want to create my own data frame and everything, and want to insert or save as. So depending on the operation, what I want to do, I can do insert into or save as table. Okay. But suppose I have a partition table. So how to write in the partition table? So this syntax is same, right? Data frame dot write dot more and partition by we can define the which partition, date partition is there. So one column is the date partition column. So I'm going to write so this insert into will be always inserting data, new or existing table both, it will work. Okay. But save as table you will be always doing for the new table, not for the existing table. But insert into can work for existing and new, both it will work, because insert into will not give the insert into, you should give always new one. You should try insert into. We try insert into, suppose this data frame I want to write another table, this one, new table name, but insert into. Yeah, it is giving error. So insert into always looking for the table should already exist table. Okay. If table is not exist, it will give the error. Insert into always expecting the existing table, not the new. But save as table, if you give the save as table either new or existing. So if you give save as table, existing table. For new, definitely it will create new. But for okay, in this case, it will give the error because table. So save as table will be always creating a new table. So it is going to create, it will not drop the table. It will create a new table, but table should not be already in. So save as table will create a new table and insert into table will be checking the table already existing table. Okay. So how to use the partition column, right? I have some date column and I want to write partition column. Suppose I want to write a date column as a partition column. So I create a data frame in which one date column should be there. Okay. So some date column I should create, and that date column I should have so like this. In any data frame, I can add the date column, like date column I can add. Okay. So I can say, okay, this particular data frame, I want to add a one date column. So whatever data is there, df dot with column, and I will assign df equal to df, so that it will be adding a one date column. So if I do now df dot show, so I will see one date column is there. Okay. Suppose I have another date column, another date, some more data I add with the date column. So first I want to add this data into the partition table. So I need to use the partition by clause, then I should write the data. So suppose I'm going to write this data frame and partition by in any existing table you have, then you want to create a new table. Okay. So here is we cannot use the partition by column clause while writing data frame for the existing. So we need to remove the partition by clause. So partition by clause, we can use insert into table. So insert into table will automatically create a partition. We don't need to specify the partition by clause, only for existing table. If we are creating a new table, save as table. So then we have to give the partition column and we give the partition column name. Okay. So if I write this statement, I'm trying for new table. Data frame is not there. I have to change the data frame name. So this data frame is here. Dot write dot. So mode is fine, right? I can give anything, append or override, because this is a new table. And I'm going to give the partition column name is there. And the table name I want to save just to partition. Any name I give it. Okay. So this is a new table. Okay, so now I check the table and data I will verify. Okay. So I spark.sql. So first we do the show tables. Dot show. What is my table name? Employee underscore part 1 2. Employee underscore part 1 2 is created here. Now I want to check the data of this table. So I can see, and this is a partition table or not, that I want to verify. So I use the DSC command, DSC. Can you see here the partition column automatically created? The date column as a string type, and these are the columns in the table. So this is a partition table created and the data. And now if I want have another partition is there, another date. So what I do, whatever with column I did, I give different date so that I can have another partition. So last time I did 0909. Now I'm making it 0910. This is my second partition in my DF. And now this DF I want to write in the table, in the partition table. So I will not use the override. Otherwise, it will override my existing partition. It doesn't matter, right? Because partition value is different. Same table I am giving is not giving error because this is already existing. Okay. A new table. Okay. So spark.sql. It has save as table. It has created the new table with the same 1 2 3. So 9 data we don't have. Right? All the data is 910 is there. Okay. I want to use it. So I can use insert into in the same table I want to do. Partition by clause we don't need to. Okay. So this data frame is already okay. What is the data frame? F dot show. This is the 10 value is there. Okay, and this table is showing also 10. So I make it with column with 9. I'm changing it to 9. Df dot show. Okay. 09 data. Now I will append this data here. Here, append. If I check the data in the table, employee part 1, 2. So how many partitions? So suppose I want to check the number of partitions. So you know in the hive there is a command show partition. Show partitions. Let's go part 1, 2. Dot show. So it will show two partitions. One is date 09 is there and one is the 19. So you can say whatever partition you want to add, you can add the partition by using insert into. And first time you are creating, then you can use save as table. So any partition table, you can write the data. You can write data in the partition, but partition column should be there. Okay. So whatever column you add as a partition, you can have the partition column as a city. Suppose you say here city equal to all the values you are giving with the city, same city. Okay. So automatically, whatever this column you are using date as a partition column, if you give the partition by city, so it will create a partition table by partition column city. After that, insert into you are doing, it will use that partition column which you already created, because table is already have that partition and it will use the same partition. This is understood, everyone? So there are the two things like non-partition tables you can do practice and normal table you can do. Okay. And you can do partition table. So partition table practice you want to do, you can do. Okay. So it is kind of dynamic partition things, right? You can apply the dynamic partition also. You have to enable these two properties. Like when you want to use some dynamic partition, like insert into command you are using. So far we have not used any insert into command from the, like you want to write something, so you can use from the Spark. So these two property you have to add in the Spark configuration. So that is basically. So Hive you can integrate by providing a configuration, and you can start the Spark shell, and you have to start the meta store service, and this meta store service keep running. Then you can start your Spark shell, and then you can write the read and write the data from the Hive. So you can use the spark.sql, and then you can do. And another way is reading, writing data, right? You can enable in the Hive session support. That is another way, the Spark session. So the Spark session by default come, but you can override the Spark session. So new Spark session you can create with the Hive support. That way you can create also any, like you can create Hive session support. So Hive session support enable Hive session support Spark session. Simply in the Spark session, just enable Hive support. And conf directory already this is same thing. Okay. Like you can create a data frame. You can create a new, this is a Spark installer. Same thing is a Spark code. You can get the PySpark code. I suppose. So same thing, same program you want to run with the item, you can write the same code. Suppose you want to create a new data frame with these two columns, and these two column data you want to write into some table. Okay, and if you want to read the data from the table, this data we have written in the hive table, and then we can take the data. Okay, so next other integration is this is MySQL and hive. Okay, so we have to install the MongoDB and Cassandra. I just tell how to install. Okay. Tomorrow I will show both. MongoDB installation in Ubuntu. So you can install MongoDB. So you have to follow the step. This is the 4.4, the MongoDB step. So once you done this all, okay, so you have to check whether Mongo is running or not. Okay, so you can see the status of the MongoDB service. So if so my active MongoDB service is like started, you can already run. So I want to just start the Mongo shell. So my Mongo shell is coming. Okay. So I installed 4.4 version, so DB I2. So I can see my all these DBs. If I want to use the database in the Mongo, so use command is there, same like that one. Use my DB1. And now you do show collections. Show collections. So you will see the collection. So here table is called collection. Okay. So first we have to install this MongoDB. So MongoDB you install once, and another one you can install Cassandra. Cassandra. So it is very simple step of the Cassandra also. You can follow. So this steps is follow. Right? You follow this sudo apt. Java you need, but Java already installed, right? This one you don't need to install again. This sudo apt install this one, and then this is a key Cassandra, and then this one, and you can sudo apt install and Cassandra, but make it C small, right? This Cassandra is not a one. So Cassandra is basically coming by CQLSH shell. When you type it CQLSH, you have to follow till here, right? Once the Cassandra is keep running like this, so it means you can have to do this one. Install this 4x1. Official data specs. Specs. And then 3 point. This for the type this one. What did you get to update the record? Last one is okay, so follow this one. The 4 steps you have to do. First, this one, Java is already there. And once the Cassandra comes, we we can check it by the secure adjustment. So let's say on node to node to so this port is not connecting. We have to do something in the property side. This is the default location of the single. To present the env.sh is directly there is no default one. Directly present the env.sh file in this present dot folder. So I added it. Now there is one setting this uncomment the global and ds from present this one. So JVM has to do that. Yeah, to search. This line JVM particular is equal to this one. JVM particular is equal to this is a shell script. It's a comment this. What is in JVM particular uncomment the global. This line. This line. So this is the read on mode. I have to open it again. Actual line is this one. We have to give our population 124. So we have to use sudo. Here we have to do Okay, you try it. I think the first time you just try this one. One is Cassandra step and Mongo steps you can follow. Yeah. Okay. I'll paste the links in the class note. Okay. So you can check that. Tomorrow I will do the integration of Cassandra and Mongo right together. You can see both in. Okay.